My name is Colleen, and this is my story. Although I didn't attend church regularly, I was baptized as a baby, and from a very young age, it was instilled in me that God was real and that prayer should always be a part of my life. As a child, I participated in various church groups and day camps with friends. When I entered my teen years and young adulthood, my priorities changed, and any relationship I had with Jesus lessened as I put more value on my social life and my friends. I met my husband and we married young, finished university, and then started a family by welcoming first our daughter and then our son 4 years later. Even though my husband and I had very different experiences with faith in the church growing up, we agreed that we wanted to make faith a part of our children's lives. Despite having the very best of intentions to take them to church and to give them a solid foundation of faith and learning about who Jesus was, we faltered. As we all know, raising children is a full-time job that requires parents to juggle school, extracurricular activities, play dates, birthday parties, and the list goes on. Slowly, our involvement with church decreased as life became more demanding. In 2015, our daughter became ill, and we spent the next 12 to 18 months in and out of hospitals and specialist appointments, desperate for answers, yet afraid of what those answers may be. In 2016, she finally received a diagnosis of epilepsy, and our world was turned upside down. I took a leave of absence from my teaching career to be home to care for her as she started medication trials to get her illness under control. For the next year or so, I was her primary caregiver. I remember always feeling stressed, never knowing when her next seizure was going to happen. I also remember feeling guilty that I never had enough time or energy for our son. Thankfully, my daughter's health began to stabilize, and I began to let down my guard as she regained her independence. Life was returning to normal, albeit a new normal, for our family. It was at this point that the weight of everything I had been carrying for the last 2 years hit me. I was exhausted, anxious, and sad that my daughter now had to live with this illness. I was also really angry at everyone and everything. My heart felt so much anger and resentment to others for having healthy children and a regular life. I started going to therapy so that I could process and work through these feelings that were unfamiliar and uncomfortable to me. As I began to reclaim my life, my physical and mental health, I felt like something was still missing. I knew that I never wanted to feel that way again. I had heard about Oasis from many people, and one day I decided to walk through those doors. Despite knowing nobody, I felt instantly welcomed by staff and fellow churchgoers. I kept coming back, and over time, my family joined me every Sunday. My daughter began volunteering in Wambaland, and my son volunteered in Upstreet. My husband and I have been a part of a life group that has brought us closer to Jesus and together with some wonderful new friends. In the 4 years since walking through the doors of Oasis, I have learned so much about my life, God, and the Bible. I now know that Jesus is with me always, in good times and dark times. I've learned to listen when He is speaking to me and guiding me along the way. I am really encouraged by the verse Psalm 46:5 that says, "God is within her, she will not fall." It brings me peace to know that no matter what I walk through in this life, He is always with me. And that's why I'm here today, to publicly declare my love for Jesus Christ through baptism.